Welcome to TouchPoints TV. I'm Debbie House, Editor-in-Chief of Retail TouchPoints, and I'm here with Craig Wax, who's the CEO of Invodo. Welcome, Craig. Thanks for joining us. So we're at the first day of the Shop.org event in Chicago, and we have great weather for the event, so even though we're inside, we're still happy about that.
And it's my hometown, so I'm especially happy to be here.
No travel for you. That's also great. So we're going to talk today about the importance of video, which is quite relevant since we're using video to have this discussion. So I want to talk to you a little bit about how retailers are using video, why it's valuable for retailers today, and I know you can share some statistics just off the bat, sure. Talking about how consumers are consuming video these days.
Sure, yeah, I think it probably makes sense to just start with why video even matters, and that's because consumers learn best by seeing and hearing things as opposed to reading them, and so that combined with the fact that consumers are just expecting to see video on the internet, the whole internet's moving to a visual medium, sets it up to where there's an expectation of consumers that when they go to a retail site now, they're going to be able to learn about products through video. And when it comes to why retailers should be especially interested in having video on their site, it's because when consumers are watching video, they're significantly more likely to buy a product. They learn about the features and the benefits, and that makes them more comfortable and confident in making a purchase online without being in a store and actually seeing the product.
So does video work for all different types of retailers and all different types of products?
It really does. I mean, we work with clients across a whole range of industries, consumer electronics, we work with Lenovo, and telecommunications with Verizon, sporting goods, we have Sports Authority and Academy. So when you think about it, when somebody's interested in buying a product, they want to understand the features and benefits and understand, is that product right for me? And regardless of the category, that circumstance comes into play, and video is so effective at conveying that information really concisely, bringing a product to life, that it does make sense for pretty much every imaginable consumer category.
So when retailers are thinking about starting up a video program, I guess a couple of questions are probably on their minds. Number one, which products should we start with? How do they decide which products they should?
Yeah, that's a really important question. I'd say even before you get to that question, you want to ask, what are my overall goals of the program? So you have to think about holistically, what are you trying to achieve, which will inform in part what products you're going to select. So once you understand what your objectives are, you think about the products that will either have some combination of complexity, high volume, or high margin. We know that when products are complex, they benefit disproportionately well for having video because you're able to either explain how the product works, or you can explain how to assemble it. So those types of products really lend themselves well. And then of course, high volume products are going to generate more profit. When you're able to increase your conversion rates on products that you're selling a lot of, that's going to be better for your overall return on investment.
So how do retailers decide what the content should look like when they're putting videos together?
Yeah, that's a great question. A lot of it depends on the purpose of the video. So for example, if you think about sort of the customer journey, you can start at just trying to gather information, and then you narrow your interest down to specific products. And if you're going to have videos higher up in the funnel, you're going to want to have content that explains a category. So for example, let's say you're a new parent and you've never thought about car seats before. You first have to just educate yourself on the car seat category and what are the different features so you have an idea of what you should be looking for. So the content in that category level video is going to be very different from the content at the product level video where you say, hey, I've narrowed it down, I think I'm deciding between these two car seats. So now the video is going to be very different because it's going to be very feature benefit specific to those specific car seats on the product page.
So when putting videos together, are you doing A/B testing? Are you putting together videos with different types of content and putting it out for testing, and also I guess what are the metrics to determine if the videos are successful?
Sure. So our platform integrates into the retailer shopping cart, and so we're able to measure consumer behavior all the way from the page impression through the checkout process. So when you think about what metrics do you want to look at, you'd start with impressions and views, so you can calculate a view rate, which tells you what percentage of people are actually watching the video. We can look at how long people are watching the video for, how many times they watch it, and then you can start to look at, do they add to cart, and if so, when, and then do they ultimately purchase the product. And so all of that leads to generating a sense for how engaged is the consumer in the video, and ultimately how is that video affecting your conversion rate, which allows you to calculate a return on investment. And then to the second part of your question, our platform also allows for A/B testing, so we can run tests, just a pure video, no video, so we can get the true lift that video has on your conversion rates, or we can test video A versus video B for the same product so we can see which video works more effectively. And that gives us insight into sort of the style of the video and what type of content we might want to use for a particular category of products.
So for retailers who've been successful using video, are they actually actively marketing the videos?
Yes, yes. So video merchandising is incredibly important. If you have a video and no one watches it, it really does you absolutely no good. So you have to think about, first of all, how do I make sure that that video is well merchandised on my website? So on the product page, and what we recommend is having a play button right by the hero image of the product. And then you can think, where else does it make sense for me to have this video? So I might want to put it on my YouTube channel. I might want to have it on my Facebook page. I might want to integrate it into an email marketing campaign. Because once you've created that video asset, you want to maximize views, and that's going to help you get a better return on your video program. So what we advise retailers to think about is, before you start that camera rolling, think about all the different use cases that you'd have for your video, and let's create slightly different versions of that video that make sense for each of the different channels that you might want to push that video out into. And that's part of the service that we provide, is helping retailers think about those types of things.
So for our viewers who might want to take a look at some success stories, are there some customers of yours that you would recommend, go take a look at their website?
Sure. Well, we have a number of customers who are really seeing great success with video, and they range, as I mentioned before, across a number of industries. So VerizonWireless.com is a great example of a company, a website that's really using video across all stages of the customer journey, from that category level to product specific, even to post-sale support. You have Sports Authority and Academy and the sporting goods industry that are doing a terrific job. Samsonite with their luggage, explaining the features of the wheels and how new technology is allowing them to make better luggage. So there are a number of examples, and you can go to the Invodo site, Invodo.com, where we have examples of all the videos that we've created across a number of different categories.
Great, all right. Well, thanks so much for sharing your insights with us today on this video. And we also have a white paper that'll be coming out shortly.
Yes.
That will go into even more detail about putting together a video marketing strategy that's successful. So thanks to you, Craig, for joining us again. Nice to see you. Good luck with the rest of the show.
Thank you.
And thanks to all of you for joining us on TouchPoints TV.
Bye-bye.
Have a great day.